as Jonathan Hernandez comes out and takes the lead. Oh, we got lots of stuff going on here. Oh my god, there is death everywhere. Everyone got tight and have just gone up and slammed the wall. Boomerang shoes in that one, Jordan Lee. A lot of people just getting very tight there on the corner exit. It'd be almost easier to tell you who was not involved. I can see Jonathan Hernandez still on track, Clayton Ward, Ryan Pizzakemi, and Cosman. I'm going to have to talk to Cosman about how to pronounce his last name there. Because I have no idea how to pronounce that. That's the driver of the 48 car, who I believe is just coming to... Oh! He's just punted himself into the end. A little bit of a surprise, but he gained 12 positions. Started down in some bumhole position right towards the back, and ended up finishing... Oh jeez, I can't even find you.
Definitely going to change everything when it comes to the finishing order of this race. Jeremy Miller, can he recover from that kind of damage? I don't really know if he could, because this is such a aero-dependent track.
Well, see, I don't think he can,
because
because
he smacked it pretty hard.
He came into the pits immediately after the leader, as now Chambliss comes into the pits. Hello, everyone, and welcome to what is going to be the final race of the 2021 season. Everyone, welcome to the Champ Speedshop 170, the championship race here from the Michigan International Speedway. Welcome back to the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. I am your commentator, the Aussie Sim Commentator. And we have cars on track and crashing. Jonathan Hernandez, Mark Pentacuff, and Christian Budd getting into it there. It's a very tight points battle that we have going on for ourselves to decide this championship with. Because it's a truncated chase, there's only 8 points between first and second. Christian Budd and Chris Champeau. Another 2 points back to John Lazelle in the 23 car. So if Christian Budd has a bad race, then this is going to open up the books for everyone else. But that we'll just have to wait and see. As you can see, we've got cars on track at the moment. Jonas Marquez actually leading the charge as far as times go right now with a 39.268. Just 0.007 of a second behind him is Jonathan Hernandez. Kyle Kraus also within that 1/10th range, 0.015 off the leading time set by Jonas. I think everyone's actually just about to get ready to go in for a pit party here. See everyone coming into the pits. There's John Lazelle, one of the championship protagonists. Doug Luckrow back in action after a bit of a hiatus. Now we're just waiting for everyone else. Alright, everyone's starting to roll out on the track now. I've been told that I'm not going to be able to clear black flags for them if they get them in this particular moment. So it looks like we're going to have John Lazelle on the front row with Christian Budd. Got a 20 Doug Luckrow and, Chris Champeau, the outside front row. Doug Luckrow, then Christian Budd. Jonathan Hernandez and Kyle Kraus as your top 6 for the restart here in the pit party. Everyone comes out turn 4. We'll get the green flag for these guys shortly. And we're off and racing. I did jump in with practice a little bit before with these guys. As you can see by me having the 4th fastest time. And we had a 4 wide situation that we didn't realize about. And that ended in massive tears. Christian Budd decided to send it around the very outside of everyone. And it turned very ugly. Speaking of multiples wide, we're going 3 wide here. It's Christian Budd trying to get the very outside lane working. And it's just completely not. Oh, the 5 for Mark Pensacough shuffled down to the inside. It's like the 4 of Jaron Sanchez has jumped into the practice. He's sitting in the pits right now. Doug Luckrow leading the way, but he's about to go 3 wide. 1 on the outside, 1 on the inside. Chris Champeau with the advantage on the inside. Christian Budd trying to go with him. The 88, Jonathan Hernandez was there as well. There's a 13, Travis Massier. 60 of Kyle Kraus. 23 of John Lazelle's up there. Got the 15 of Ken Campbell as well. 24 Frank Isaacson. 64 Jonas Marquez. So currently at the moment we have 12 drivers in circulation. 13 people in the circle altogether. Strength of field currently at 27.43. Look at Christian Budd trying to work the traffic to his advantage. Just up ahead of this pack is the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. But the 5 of Mark Pensacoff's just starting to come out of the pits. Christian Budd now looking to take that lead away in the pit party, but it's not going to work. The momentum and the draft on the outside lane, pushing everyone past him. He went from battling for the lead to, what's that, about 7th or 8th in line now. As a few more people start dropping down to the lower lane. There is the 5 of Mark Pensacoff. He's going to slow himself perfectly in front of this pack. The good thing about how much grip these cars have is that you can actually get up to speed pretty quickly on the apron here. As now everyone starts to shuffle around him, and he'll be able to finally get up to proper speed. We've got 3 wide in the back of this pack. Almost 4. It looks like these guys actually might be struggling to catch up to the 4 of Jaron Sanchez here. He's just up the road to these guys. Oh, and there it goes. It started to kick off. There's John Lazelle gone. Everyone's gone. Like Frank's the only one who's not involved. Everyone else has had a monumental accident. So this might be cause for another pit party here. It looks like at max fuel capacity, is absolutely sending it every single lap. Gonna get about 44 laps in a fuel run. And with this being a... how long is this race? Didn't even check to see how many laps this was. This being an 85 lap race, that means we could probably get away with just a 1 stop. There's TJ Crampton in the 61. He's just jumped into the race. He'll be going out to get this one lap done, so he's got a lap on the board. Looks like everyone's getting ready to do another pit party here. The pit parties are going to be very important since this is going to be like racing at Daytona or Talladega, the way the cars are still currently set up. We will be expecting a patch for these cars before the new season in real life starts, but that's not going to be till towards January, February, when there's a more solid idea on how these cars are going to run and react. As Crampton now starts heading down into the pits. Sanchez was going to provide a block, but didn't. Here we go. Time for another pit party. Now, as I said, this is the all-important championship deciding race. As the blue cone gets absolutely molested by everyone. Rest in peace, blue cone. All right, here we go. Sanchez with a terrible start towards the back of the pack. And Christian Butter also with a pretty damn bad start there. Everyone fans out on the back straight. We've got 3 wide action. These guys are making it look like pace laps. So everyone's trying to find their own little piece of track that's got some draft. Got tandem drafting going up at the very front of the pack. Just for context, like, this is how important being in the draft is. My time, which was previously good enough for 4th, is now only good enough for 10th. I'm nearly half a second off the pace. So your actual top 10, excluding my time, is Jonas Marquez, Ken Campbell, Kyle Kraus, Frank Isaacson, Jonathan Hernandez, Chris Champeau, Travis Massier, Doug Luckrow, Christian Budd, and John Lozelle. The fast time is a 38.943. Oh, and around goes Doug Luckrow. Jonas Marquez nowhere to go. Oh. Like Lozelle and possibly Hernandez also caught up in that. That's unfortunate for all those drivers. Everyone else still maintaining a good pace though. As there's only about 14.5 minutes left to go in practice. See everyone fighting around for their own little piece of track. I'm going to step away for a quick second here. So we're going to put in some tighter camera angles and listen to these things roar. Alrighty, and we are back. So these guys still continuing on with the pit party that was happening earlier. As Thomas Harmon has joined the fray, a brand new looking paint scheme on that car. Looks like the 50 of Christian Budd has a brand new paint scheme as well. Actually, no, we didn't see Thomas last week. That's right. It might look like a brand new paint scheme, but it's not. Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, Christian Budd also one of those with a new paint scheme today. No longer having the meme car theme going on. Look at that. All of the drafting going on at the front there. I know earlier we were doing some 3-car tandem drafting. That was definitely pretty exciting. I didn't think it was possible to do 3-car tandems, but somehow we made it work. Oh, a little bit of a touch at the front between Hernandez and Harmon. As more and more people start picking up the pace, moving themselves up the order. Normally you can't push the pusher, but in this situation you can. These cars are just that stable at the moment. Look at Thomas Harmon out the front, just controlling all the lanes of traffic. Or at least trying to. He has opened up the door for Jonas Marquez on the inside though. Straight in behind him he goes. Oh, a little bit of a hip and shoulder from Chris Champeau. Oh, and there's drama in the back, drama in the front, drama all over the place. Around goes the 5 of Mark Pentecoff and the 15 of Ken Campbell. And a burnout through the camera as well for Pentecoff. That was pretty cool. I don't think we've actually had that yet. As we're now starting to get into the nitty gritty of practice. Less than 6.5 minutes to go. Also means there's about 8 or 9 laps left in practice that can be completed. I know it says 10 to go on the ticker there at the top, but the ticker assumes time plus 1 lap. That's not the way practice is run. So it says 9 to go there on the ticker now. Actually means 8. These guys have 8 laps left that they can practice. Let's do a quick rundown of our top 10 though. It's Jonas Marquez, Ken Campbell, Frank Isaacson, Mark Pentecoff, TJ Crampton, Christian Budd, Kyle Kraus, Chris Champeau, Jaron Sanchez, and Travis Massia as our top 10. As Hernandez, Lucro, Lozelle, and Harmon wrapping out 14. There's 2 more cars that have signed up for the race but have not done lap times yet. And we'll find out who those 2 are soon enough, I'm sure. But now we have 16 drivers, plus myself making 17 people in this server. Strength of field is a 2952. And if you don't know what that means, this is their I rating, which is, their skill rating. Everyone's skill rating added up together, divided by 17, because that's how many people are in this server. And a 2952 is not fucking bad. And it's Jonathan Bell and James Watson, the other two cars who are in the server, who haven't done a lap yet. So hopefully they can go out and get a lap done soon. In fact, we just had another one join in, Matt Horton, who has just started to enter the server. So it's going to be a 17-car field here for the grand finale at Michigan International Speedway. It's great to see the numbers coming back up a little bit after having a couple of weeks of the numbers being quite fairly down. Now this will be the last broadcast of the year. We'll be taking an extended break here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel. So we can go and participate in the Winter Series race, or races. It just gives me a time to reset. It gives everyone a little bit of time to reset. But this is the Champ Speedshop 170 here from the Michigan International Speedway, the championship deciding race. And I'm actually going to go see how many people are actually in the running for this. Probably our top four are in contention. Pisakemi, Kraus, and Watson and Isaacson are probably a little bit far off to really try and make a stand here. So your championship combatants for this is going to be Bud, Champo, Lizelle, and Massia. Massia being 18 points off the lead, Lizelle being 10 points off the lead, Champo 8 off the lead. And of course Christian Bud being the one leading the way. We're looking at one of our championship protagonists right now, Chris Champo. He is surrounded by Christian Budd and Jonas Marquez. Now, I'm not going to ride off Pisakemi, Kraus, Watson, or Isaacson just yet. I mean, Frank is only 24 points behind the leader. I think the way the points are done, he would literally need everyone else in front of him to crash out. So he could, and he would need to win, so he could take home the championship. But we're going to go to a quick commercial break now for qualifying. When we come back, we'll see how the grid is going to be set here for the championship deciding race. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Alright, here we go. Time for the championship deciding race. Here for the champ Speedshop 170 from the Michigan International Speedway. Our pole sitter is going to be the 33 of Mr. Matt Horton. P2 will go to the way of the 39 of James Watson. P3, the 60 car of Carl Kraus. P4, the 23 car of John Lazelle. P5 is the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez. P6, the 50 of Christian Budd. P7 is the 2 of Chris Champo. P8, the 27 of Jonathan Bell. P9, the 64 of Jonas Marquez, with P10 being the 13 of Travis Massia. Wrapping up the field, we're going to have TJ Crampton in 11th, Frank Isaacson 12th, Mark Pentakoff 13th, Thomas Harmon 14th, Ken Campbell in 15th, with Jaron Sanchez in 16th, Sam Niederhelt 17th, and Doug Luckrow out of the 18th position. 19 people altogether in the server, 18 drivers plus myself. Strength of field 2972. As it looks like everyone is all gridded up and we're starting to roll. It'll be only the one pace lap and then we will get into racing action. One thing you have to remember also, the first start is on green. All the subsequent restarts will be on the leader. That's quite the awesome field we have here for the start of this race. Alright, here we go. Coming out of turn 4. For the final time in the year 2021, the pace car is in for the first time. And we're off and racing for the Champ Speedshop 170. The championship deciding race here from the Michigan International Speedway. What a great start there from Matt Horton and the entire inside line. James Watson not getting such a great start on the outside there, now on the outside of 3 wide with the 2 of Chris Champo forcing him out wide, and it looks like James taking the very long trip to the back of the pack as the field comes thundering down the back straight for the first time. 2 and 3 wide all throughout the pack. See the 50 of Christian Budd not getting the greatest of starts here. It's fallen back to the 8th position after starting in P6. But now he's going to look at starting getting at least 2 of those positions back as Jonathan Hernandez and John Lazelle start falling a little bit back. Matt Horton still leading the way in that 33 car though. He's got Kyle Kraus running his ass with the 2 of Chris Champo there as well. And here comes Kyle Kraus now trying to make a move for the lead. And he's going to get there as the 33 Matt Horton goes very wide through turn 3 and 4. That puts the 60 into P1. Remember, there is leader lap points and there is lead the most lap points as well on offer. In the background there, the 50 of Christian Budd trying to make up some more positions. He's trying to take 5th, maybe even 4th if he can get there. It's all about the draft and how they can handle it. Look at him go all the way down to the inside. Kyle Kraus has to jump down the block. Three wide for the lead just about. As now Christian Budd is up into 2nd. Chris Champeau just didn't quite have the momentum, and now he's been ditched by TJ Crampton. Crampton now getting right on the tail of the 50 of Christian Budd. Christian wants this win. He wants to lead all the laps. He's not going to lead all the laps, but he still wants to lead most of them. There's definitely some pretty intense racing we have going on here. It looks like a little bit of bobble there from Christian Budd coming out of turn 2. But he's going to turn that into his advantage as he has the draft and the 60 Carl Kraus does not. So that's going to be Christian Budd now into the lead. And if he can maintain this, and that's going to absolutely seal up his championship. But the 2 of Chris Champeau just right there in the 3rd position. And you got TJ Crampton in the 61 trying to play championship spoiler. As look at the tandem drafting they got going on here. Could be a little bit too early for this, but these guys would want to clear out from the rest of the field if they can. Chris Champeau was trying to sneak around the outside of Crampton that time. He wants this battle to come down to the wire between himself and Christian Budd, and he wants to settle it on track. Chris Champeau wants to get the win, and he wants to leave Christian Budd in the lurch. See, Christian Budd is doing the defending thing. Thought I heard someone getting loose. There's 4 wide in the back of the pack. Not sure who that was, but it was definitely this little group here that I saw go 4 wide. Let's go back up to the front. And Christian Budd has actually lost out big. He's dropped all the way down to 4th now. Chris Champeau leading the way from Jonas Marquez and Carl Kraus. Thomas Harmon is in this battle picture as well. They got 3 people in this group of 5 who are battling for the championship, and these 5 have all pulled away from the rest of the pack. Jonathan Hernandez, who is currently P6, leading the 2nd pack. Oh, and that's very wide there for Jonas Marquez. He's going to lose out on all these positions now, as the rest of the field behind him have single filed out. So the race is starting to calm down a little bit here. So let's take a quick breather, because everyone's starting to calm down a little bit. I'm going to set the camera for a second to focus on crashes. And I said things have settled down, but it doesn't look like this second group really wanted to settle. There's the 4 Jones Sanchez, currently focused on him. The league owner and operator, he'll be looking for a good result here at Michigan, as he's now 3 wide on the top. Doug Luckrow and John Lozelle. Surprising to see Lozelle this far back, and the 39 of James Watson as well. They're usually pretty good drivers, usually out towards the front. Mine down in the back of the field at the moment. That front 5 definitely working together just to pull away from everyone else. Got a couple of tandems here at the front of the 2nd pack. You got the tandem of Hernandez and Crampton, and then Luckrow and Bell. And Bell running a very different paint scheme than what we're used to seeing him run as well. Tandem drafting really coming into play now. Look at Lozelle and Bell coming up on the inside. Bell now, I think he had too much momentum, just slotting in behind Luckrow. I reckon if these 2 can catch up to the 2 ahead of them, and all 4 of them draft together, they could end up catching this front pack. As Christian Budd has made his way back into the lead. Or are they battling? Oh, they're battling here at the front. Christian Budd almost took the lead away. But now he's going to get shuffled again back towards fourth. Chris Champeau maintaining the lead right now. We know that Christian Budd absolutely hates being stuck down in the pack. He always likes to lead from the front. And he'll be absolutely spewing that he didn't win practice and he didn't win qualifying. Because he wants to be number one in every aspect of his driving. He knows that this is a track where he's at a little bit of a disadvantage. Because it's all about the draft. Looks like we've got one car heading into the pits already, and that's the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. See if Sanchez has any damage on his car. He does. He's absolutely wiped out the right side of that car. And that is very unfortunate for our league owner and operator. He even missed his pit box a little bit there. We go back to focusing on crashes. Looks like the front of this second pack starting to get lined up nicely. They really need to have like a 6-car tandem going on though, so they can start building up enough momentum to catch the front pack. Saying that, they haven't been letting this front pack get away too quickly. There's the 5th year Christian Budd, trying to get some moves made. Not going to be able to get anything done there. Now, the worst part is he's not actually gaining any positions here. He's just stuck where he is, 4th in line, because Thomas isn't going to go with him. Thomas is quite content just to sit here in 5th and hog up the draft. Because the further back you are, the better your fuel saving ability is. Looks like these guys are starting to extend their gap now. 1.8 seconds back to the second pack. You see, these guys tried to get themselves sorted out, but there's just too much infighting going on at the back of this little pack. James Watson's going to have to slot in on the back of this line of cars. And these guys are just going to have to try and stay content with their positioning for now. They must work together to try and catch this front pack, because with everyone running different lines like they are and not working together, they're not really going to get very far. As we're already 18 laps into this 85 lap race. Let's go back to the front of the pack and see what we have going on. Everyone's still single file here. As I said, this is just the calm part of the race right now. No one's really jockeying for position. That second pack should be trying to work together to try and catch the front pack. Everyone out the back should just be trying to get all hooked up together so they don't lose too much time. The second pack is definitely much bigger than this front pack, and they can use that to their advantage. Still being led by the 88 of Jonathan Hernandez is this second pack. You see the 61 of TJ Crampton shuffled back a little bit. In fact, he's probably going to get shuffled back a little bit more. Doug Luckrow, in fact, everyone's just trying to go 2 by 2 now. What are these boys doing? They're not going to catch the front pack doing this shenanigans. Not unless they can maintain a side-by-side side draft off each other while getting draft as well. This is not a good plan. They now have 2.4 seconds to the front pack. Jonathan Bell bump drafting with the 88 Jonathan Hernandez. He knows the importance of the drafting around here. You see that on display. And it looks like there's some battling going on in the front pack as well. The 50 of Christian Budd trying to take the advantage on the outside now. He's got the 38 Thomas Harmon with him. 3 on the inside, 2 on the outside. And this is what the second pack needs. The second pack needs these guys to be battling it out side by side and then slowing each other down so the second pack can catch up. And it looks like the 3 on the inside are mightier than the 2 on the out. Although in saying that, Kyle Kraus taking a slightly different line there, just trying to get the air on his nose for better turning. They file back together on the back straight. Chris Champeau doesn't want Christian Budd to lead any laps, as he knows once Christian Budd gets to the lead, it's going to be very hard to get back around him. Chris Champeau was trying to offer a little bit of draft to the outside lane there, trying to tempt Christian Budden to staying out there while trying to also get the other 2 back around him. Very smart play. As now here comes Christian Budd to the inside. Big block from Chris Champeau, but it wasn't big enough. Here comes the 50 car now to the lead, but everyone else on the outside, so they're just going to draft back around him again. Chris Champeau still leading officially. Now, if this isn't pick on Christian Budd Day, I don't know what is. And Christian Budd's going to drop all the way back down to 5th because of that. And Christian Budd actually well back behind the rest of the pack now. But it looks like he might be starting to come back up. And now they're a pack of 5 again. Let's have a look at this second pack, see how they're doing. They have actually caught up a lot. For a brief moment, they were within a second of the leading pack, so they clawed back a whole 1.4 seconds. And that's what I was saying. That lead pack battling away like the way they were, definitely to the advantage of this second pack. And before too long, we could have another just giant pack of cars. And this could end up becoming an 11-car pack in the lead. We've got some more action at the front of the pack though. Battling away we go. Thomas Harmon now trying to play spoiler, trying to take the lead away from Chris Champeau. And he's going to be able to do it. He's got the drafting there. Carl Kraus still trying to stay on the inside with Chris Champeau. But 3 versus 2, the 3 is going to win out every day of the week when it comes to the drafting. But in saying that, here comes that second pack. They're well and truly within draft range now. And once again, we're going to have a pack of 11. As Chris Champeau slotted himself in front of Christian Budd. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll be continuing on until green flag pit stops. So make sure you guys stay tuned. We're back here on the Aussie Sim Commentator channel for the Champ Speedshop 170 here at the Michigan International Speedway. And as you can see, Chris Champeau is still on the lead, and we have a ginormous pack of 11 cars here battling it out. And as you can also see there, towards the back, the 50 of Christian Budd is struggling all the way down in 9th position now. But Chris Champeau out the front, he is currently live right now. Go to Champ Drives Cars here on Twitch. But I'll put a little shout out for him in the Twitch chat. Oh, it sounds like someone just blew up an engine. I think that was the 4 of Jaron Sanchez, who is actually in the pits once more. The damage done to his car was insurmountable, and that is unfortunate for our league owner and operator to end his season that way. But Chris Champeau, the sponsor for today's event, definitely showing that he's got what it takes to try and take this championship away. And with Christian Budd being mired down in the field a little bit, this is going to be to his advantage. But right behind him, championship spoiler and Jonathan Bell trying to take the win away. We'll have to wait and see how that's going to turn out for him. To the inside he goes in 3 and 4. No one else has gone with him. But he's got enough momentum that he can slide up in front of Chris Champeau. What a move. Here comes Chris Champeau trying to make a move on the inside, and no one has gone with him. But Jonathan Bell officially leads that lap. Oh, look at the momentum coming from the mid-pack there. They had to duck down to the inside so they wouldn't run into anyone too hard. And look at Jonathan Bell trying to work both lanes of traffic. Doesn't want one to have the advantage over the other. We had to sweep back to the outside lane because they had the more momentum. Now Chris Champeau trying to battle back towards the front of the pack. 3 wide they go coming out of turn 4. These guys are absolutely putting on a show right now. The Christian Budd stuck in the middle lane. Nowhere for him to go. Thomas Harmon trying his best to push Chris Champeau. Jonathan Bell now trying to move to the inside to try and take an advantage over James Watson. That's not going to work out for him. But we're keeping an eye on Chris Champeau, who at the moment will, I think, mathematically take the championship. Because if the race ended right now, he's got the most laps led. He's got the position over Christian Budd. But we'll just have to wait and see. It ain't over until it's over, as they say in the classics. Christian Budd will be absolutely spinning chips. He's all the way down to the back of this pack now, all the way down to 11th. He knew that he was going to have to work for this one. And work for it, he definitely is. 3 wide for second place now. Chris Champeau is trying to squeeze up while it looked like James Watson was trying to squeeze down. And the inside line has prevailed. Chris Champeau now up into P2 on the back of Jonathan Bell. Now here comes the two of Chris Champeau with help from the 61 of TJ Crampton and the 60 of Kyle Kraus. Chris Champeau absolutely in the box seat to try and take out this championship, especially with Christian Budd being all the way down in the 9th position. But it's not time for him to count his chickens before they hatch. Looks like things at the very front of the pack calming down here a little bit. The battles here for 5th and 6th between Harmon and Watson. Right behind Watson is Christian Budd. He's trying to make his way back up towards the front. Christian Budd now in P6, just wading his way through the traffic ever so gently. Doesn't want to overstep the mark. We should be getting ready for green flag pit stops here any lap now. And the way you approach the pit stops is you're definitely going to have to treat it like a super speedway where you need to pit with at least one other person so you can have a drafting buddy. But you also got to be careful that you don't overstep the marks in the pit lane, because a penalty could absolutely kill your race here. So if you're someone like Chris Champeau, you have to make sure someone's going to the pits with you. Looks like the 60 of Kyle Kraus trying to help out the 50 of Christian Budd now, as we've officially met the halfway mark. 43 laps down, 42 to go. And I had a very rough guesstimation of about 44, 45 laps for a fuel run at max capacity. But the way these guys have been drafting, they could have extended that a little bit. My guesstimation was based off them going flat out and not having draft. There could be a little bit of leeway when people decide to start coming into the pits, although it will have to be soon. Open up the radios and see if we can hear what these guys are doing. Got a lap car coming in first. The 5 of Chris Champeau. Ken Campbell's coming into the pits. We've got a lot of the leaders pitting, including our leader, Chris Champeau. It's going to bring Lizelle and TJ Cranton into the lead of the race now. There's the 50 of Christian Budd. He's stayed out an extra lap.
Pitting in.
That was TJ Crampton announcing his pitting in. Thomas Harmon's pitting in. Jonathan Hernandez as well. And look at the speed that the 50 of Christian Budd held coming into the pits lane. Oh, now this is where it's going to get a little bit dicey. People trying to jockey for position here in the pit lane so they can get into their pit boxes cleanly. Got some people coming out while these guys are coming in as well. James Watson actually still in the pit, so he might have a penalty that he's serving right now. Let's get back into the on-track action though. If we can find where the on-track action is. There's the 60 of Kyle Kraus. Currently in P7. Travis Massio behind him. Not sure if these guys have pitted yet or not. But potentially these guys are leading right now. There's the 2 of Chris Champeau. There he is. He's with Ken Campbell. But John Lizelle currently being scored as the leader. He's got the 50 of Christian Budd on his tail. So it looks like the pit stop cycle didn't quite work out for our old leader, Chris Champeau. Definitely worked out for Christian Budd though. Turn the radio back off as we watch these guys race around. But Chris Champeau actually had a really shocking pit stop. He is so far off of everyone else. He's just coming out of turn 2 as everyone else is going into turn 3. 51 seconds, so he must have had a penalty in his pit stop. Or he's made a mistake. That is really unfortunate for our championship protagonist, the 2 of Chris Champeau. Go back up to the front of the pack. We have a 6-car pack leading the way. They're catching up to the lap car of Sam Niederhelm. And they put him a lap down quite easily. One thing that would work in Champo's favor right now is if we can get a caution. Lozelle, another one who I do believe is battling it out for the championship. Currently sitting third, 10 points off the lead. But with Christian Budd right on his tail, it's going to be a hard margin to try and close up. Looks like things are just starting to settle down a little bit again. But with only 34 laps to go, things will start to heat up before too long. It looks like these guys have dropped Sam Niederhelm off the back of this pack. Go back and check in on the 2 of Chris Champeau. He's now moved up into 9th. Ken Campbell and now Jonas Marquez on this pack. Going to be a tall order for them to try and catch up. 7.3 seconds to the back of the front pack. With this only being a 3-car pack, definitely not going to be easy for them. In fact, that's not even to the front pack. That's just to the next pack ahead of them, which is, I do believe, James Watson and Jonathan Bell. Jonathan Bell's dropped off the back of the front pack as well. But back to the front pack we go. Heck, Thomas Harmon in that second pack as well. So got a 6-car pack, then a 3-car pack, a single lap car, and then another 3-car pack. as the front pack's just caught up to the 5 of Mark Pentecoff and put him a lap down. Now, one thing these two at the very front don't want is a caution. One thing that Chris Champeau definitely wants is a caution. So we'll have to wait and see if someone's desperate enough in this pack to try and get a win. They could cause a drama and cause a caution to come out. Looks like Mark Pentecoff trying his best to maintain speed with the back of this pack. It looks like he might get dropped off it pretty quickly here. Just have to wait and see how this is all going to work out for everyone. Who the green flag stops is going to be the wild card of everything in this race. I'm pretty sure all Christian Budd has to do is maintain this second position and he will take out the championship. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to another quick commercial break. When we come back, we will be going to the checkered flag. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, we are back with racing action. Still John Lozelle leading the way. These guys are just extending their gap over the second pack, who in turn are extending their gap over the third pack. Got 25 laps to go. And not much has changed in this pack, actually. Big 88 Jonathan Hernandez maybe trying to look at something a little bit different around the back of this pack. As the stricken number 4 Jones Sanchez is still on the pits. This is where the race starts to become a bit of a chess match, as we're waiting for anything to happen at all. Let's bring up the radio waves and see what these guys are talking about. So I can see someone lighting up a radio. I think that was a 38 of Thomas Harmon. As we are now starting to get a move from the back of the pack.
They might catch us from behind, so we might be able to, I don't know. That's what they're saying. They're a few laps away from it. This gap's looking a little insurmountable at this point, though.
Yeah, exactly. We'd have to catch by like a second a lap.
And it looks like the third pack's starting to catch the second pack here. That could mean interesting things for the last 22 laps. As we only have a quarter of the race left to go now. These guys still taking it very calmly. Let's go focus on crash to see what's going on. See where the camera will lead us. And looks like we're still focused on this front pack at the moment. We're now focused on the 50 of Christian Budd. As I said, if all comes to all here, Christian Budd will take out this championship.
So low.
I don't think the second and third packs, if they do get hooked up, will have enough time to get to the front pack here. There's only been the balance of 17 and a half laps left. It's going to be a very tall order unless we get a caution. Got the 13 of Travis Massio jumping out of line there. As these guys are starting to catch up to some more lap down cars, Sam Niederhelm and Frank Isaacson. But now we're heading towards the final 15 laps. These guys are going to want to start getting serious about how they're driving. Matt Horton up there as well in the pack in front. go. The leaders have now entered this little lap car pack. Yeah, this is going to work out for them. And already the games are starting to play. So Lizelle jumping up in between Frank and Sam. Trying to break the draft a little bit to the 50 of Christian Budd. Didn't quite work out for him. He actually almost lost the lead because of it. Now these lap cars are well within this pack. And they could end up being a little bit of a spoiler themselves. Especially if they can maintain pace with this front pack.
Thank you.
So watching the 88, Jonathan Hernandez. Second and third packs are just about joined together. As I said, with 11 laps to go, don't think they're going to make much of an impact unless a caution comes out. And now here we go, the moves are starting to be made. The 60 of Kyle Kraus looking to the outside of Christian Budd. Christian Budd looking to the inside of John Lizelle. Now if Christian Budd gets shuffled here, this is going to be to the big advantage of Lizelle. Christian Budd could very well drop down to the 6th position here. And that could put his championship at risk. I'm not sure what the points disparity is between 1st and 6th. But if it's greater than 10, especially with bonus points, then that could definitely be very bad for him. Although now Lizelle is getting shuffled as well. Kyle Kraus, one of the underdogs of this race, looking to try and take advantage and take the win. So this has just completely changed the scope of this race. These guys are going to have to start driving hard if they want to try and win this championship. Because I'm pretty sure, by my calculations, especially with Lizelle and Budd being up towards the front, Kyle Kraus is actually a non-participant in the championship battle. 21 points off the lead. I don't think he's going to get 22 points over Christian Budd.
Group 2's here. I guess 3, whatever.
But here we go, it's the final 10 laps. Time for these guys to start making moves and quit faking moves. As someone's just come out of the pits there, I'm not sure who that is. Jonathan Hernandez sitting there in third. He wants to try and get a piece of this race win. So too does TJ Crampton in second. Crampton up 9 positions from where he started. 6 laps to go when they get to the start-finish line this time. You can tell Christian Budd's getting a little bit antsy back here in 5th. Currently focused on the 13 of Travis Massier just ahead of him. Now our 3rd place, Jonathan Hernandez. Go back in and check on this 2nd pack. And Chris Champeau is still only in 9th. Thomas Harmon and Jonathan Bell in front of him. Definitely not the way he wanted this race to go. 5 to go. And it looks like the action's starting to heat up now. Travis Massier trying to look for a way around Hernandez. Hernandez starting to get a little bit antsy back here in 3rd. These guys looking for whatever advantage they can find right now. Here goes a big move from Massier up the inside of Hernandez now. Question is, will Christian Budd go to the inside and help, or will he stay on the outside and freight train him? He's staying to the outside. They're going to freight train the 13 of Massier. Giving a big bump draft to the 88 of Hernandez. In fact, the 2 leaders went down, and here comes Hernandez now making a charge for the lead. To the inside of Crampton he goes, which also becomes the inside of Kraus. There's almost no one down there. Here comes Lizelle. And now Lizelle's going to be stuck on the inside, but here comes the 13 and the 2 lap cars. That's Massier, Isaacson, and the 33 of Horton. This has just become the most intense chess battle you guys will ever see. We've only got 3 laps to go now. The intensity's definitely starting to pick up. Back in the pack as well. Only the top 11 are on the lead lap. Looks like Hernandez is starting to get shuffled here. He's gone back to P6, 2 to go. And here goes a challenge for the lead. The 60 and the 61. And there is Christian Budd as well, trying to take away 2nd. As now TJ Crampton takes over the lead. He's trying to break off all drafting opportunities, but that's going to be to his disadvantage because Lizelle got hooked up with Christian Budd there. Now Christian Budd's getting stuck on the outside, no help. Almost 3 wide for 2nd place. We come out of the final corner for the penultimate time in 2021. It's white flag, last lap, last chance to win it or wear it. And here comes John Lizelle. He's looking for the win. He wants to try and win this championship. We'll have to wait on the points calculation to see where everyone's going to end up. Christian Budd sitting back in 4th. If Lizelle could get a win and maybe get a few bonus points as well, then that'll definitely help him out in the championship battle. They come down the back straight for the final time. Big blocks coming in from TJ Crampton. He is definitely trying to spoil this championship for John Lizelle. Christian Budd moving to the inside of Kyle Kraus. Coming out turn 4 for the final time. The win here for the championship round. The champ Speedshop 170 from Michigan is going to be the 61 of TJ Crampton. There was a crash behind, and I'm not sure how things have finished off for the rest of our competitors. I think Christian Budd was able to come home with 3rd, but he is definitely very crashed. Let's see what happened here at the finish. There was quite an intense battle here between himself and Kraus. Oh! Bit of body rubbing coming out of turn 4. The 88 of Hernandez there trying to give the push to Christian Budd. More contact. Oh, and Hernandez has just come up ever so slightly and turned Kraus, which in turn turned him into Budd. And Budd definitely gets 3rd there. I think Hernandez came away with 4th and Kraus 5th. A very interesting way to end off this race. Let's go check in on our winner who is doing his victory burnouts, and we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We're going to figure out the points situation, and then we're going to get into some driver interviews, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Alrighty, and we are back. And it's time for us to do our Autism Awareness Hard Charger Award winner. And today's Hard Charger is also going to be our winner here today. Of course, it's going to be the 61 car, once I click the right thing, of Mr. TJ Crampton. And because I was doing other things, I totally forgot to get this all set up properly. There we go. TJ, congratulations on the win here today and getting the Hard Charger Award. How do you feel first and foremost after not being in the seat here with the Outfoot Racing League for a few weeks?
Um, it feels good to be back. That's the only thing I can say. Raced last week at uh, I can't remember where we raced at last week. That's how good my memory is. Um, but the past 2 weeks have been really fun, and getting I think a third place last week, and then a win here. It's always fun to race in this league. A lot of clean drivers, a lot of good racing, a lot of green flag action. So it's always fun to be here.
Now let's talk about this race as a whole. It looked like a very intense chess match, especially right from the beginning, where the second pack was about 7 seconds back. Oh, actually, no, about 3 seconds back, and then was able to get lined up and caught up to the first pack. What was that like with now the two packs combined?
Yeah, I was in that second pack, and I was trying to help Jonathan back up to the front, and I killed my tires, so I let someone else go by, and that was able to work. And once we once the two packs caught up together, it was madness. It was 2, 3 wide, people making all sorts of moves, and pretty much up until the first round or only round of pit stops, and then after that, it just got really split up, and I think there was only 5 or 6 cars in the lead pack.
It definitely looked like a very intense race after the green flag pit stops. As you said, only 6 cars were in it at that point. What was the chess match like, trying to figure out when to make the move and then following through with the trying to make of the move?
Yeah, I was just really trying to save my tires, really, because the first run I absolutely blew my tires out of the water. Um, so I decided I wanted to save my tires, and that's what I did. And I got by Christian. We shuffled Christian out. We shuffled Travis out. I just stayed behind Kyle until Christian scared me a little bit. I thought he was gonna side draft me, and he almost did. But I had my plan of making the move with 2 laps to go. I think I did it with 3. I'm not quite sure. And then just really holding off everybody, try to break the draft, and really just make sure they don't get a run. This package is you get so huge of runs that you really sometimes you can't even block them. But I was able to keep the bubble and able to stay out front.
All right, now let's look forward to the next season. We're going to be doing a little bit of a winter series with, I'm pretty sure, the Legacy trucks. What's it feeling like for you heading into a Legacy truck series just for a bit of fun?
Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna miss probably almost all of the races besides the maybe final 3 or 4 because I'm gonna be gone the entire month of January and the beginning of February because of the IRL Chili Bowl.
Very nice, very nice, very respectable. As a dirt person myself, as you well know, being on my iRacing team for dirt, I definitely respect a man who's going to go do stuff like that. But TJ, before we let you go, anyone you're going to give a quick shout out to here tonight?
Yeah, I gotta thank Jaron obviously for hosting the league. Best league that I've been a part of, just racing wise, having a good time. Everyone's just amazing here. I got to thank you for broadcasting all the races, and Matthew at JEM Racing, and everybody else.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out. Congratulations on not only coming home with the win, but the Hard Charger Award as well. It's definitely a great way to cap off what has been a fairly interesting season.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Corey.
All right, that was our winner here today, and our Hard Charger Award winner provided to us by Autism Awareness, Mr. TJ Crampton. Coming up next, we're going to talk to our second place getter here tonight, and he was also in the championship fight, just missed out by where is it? Just missed out by 7 points at the end of the day. Of course, we're going to be talking to the number 23 of John Lazelle. John,
Hey,
definitely
what's up,
a
Corey?
very intense race there for the championship. You almost had it, and it just slipped out from under your fingertips.
Yeah, it would have been a hard fight to win the championship. I had the win, and then Christian would have had the wreck and finish, but I was 7 behind, so you'd have to finish, pretty much 10th or something like that. But that's not going to happen. But it was a really fun race. We were 3 wide for a while. It was really fun.
It definitely looked like a lot of fun out there. A lot of close battling. Talladega or Daytona style racing, and everyone was in with a chance to try and not only win the race, but try and take home that championship.
Yeah, yeah, it was like it was back and forth. I up front, and then you get a train on you, and nobody helps you, and then you're down to the back. It was a really hard fight battle. It was just a lot of work to get back up front too. Because I think I dropped down to like 11th or 12th, and it took a good 20 laps to get back up in the top 5.
Now let's talk about some of the intense battling, especially heading in towards the green flag stop. What was it like when the two packs combined for you? And then how did you go about trying to figure out when to do that green flag stop?
Well, I heard the top 3 started talking about stopping that one lap, and I'm like, because I could go 3 laps, so I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna go that one. Maybe I'll go to the next one. And then they started calling out, they're going in, and I'm like, well, I'm like 4th or 5th right here, and there's a lot of people in front of me, so I decided to go one more, and I think that worked out. And I had a really good pit stop. I went in first, and I came out first. I don't know if people messed up on pit road or what happened, but it was a really good pit stop.
All right, now let's look forward into the future. We're going to be doing a winter series, I do believe, with the uh, legacy trucks. What's the feeling like for you heading into what should be a little bit of fun there as we head towards winter?
Well, anything NASCAR I enjoy. Any ovals I enjoy. I like driving those trucks. They're fun. They are a little loose sometimes here and there, but they're really fun trucks. Not a lot of people race them, but I've raced them plenty of times. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, John, before we let you go here tonight, anyone you want to give a quick shout out to?
Aussie Sim Commander and Scarlet
Commentator.
and out and oh commentator, sorry, and Output Racing.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, John. Congratulations on securing second in the championship, and congratulations on your second here tonight as well. Look forward to seeing what you can do in the future.
All right, thanks, Corey. You have a good night. Good broadcast again.
Thank you. All right, guys, that was our second place getter, not only in the championship, but overall, Mr. John Lazelle. Coming up next, we got our third place getter here tonight, but he should be absolutely beaming with joy because he's also the 2021 Season 3 champion. Of course, we're talking to the 50 car of Mr. Christian Budd. Christian, as far as championship deciders go, that one was quite intense for a long time.
Yeah, it definitely was. I was kind of kind of just trying to bide my time a little bit early on. I wanted to get my lap led, get that bonus point, and then just wasn't sure what was going to happen, and definitely kind of was dicey out there with the big pack and everything. Um, and then we got actually, I don't know, something happened in the pack, and I managed to kind of get separated with about 4 or 5 cars, and probably should have just rode in line there and tried to stretch that out, but ultimately, Chris was leading that pack, and he was gonna wrap up leading the most laps, and kind of felt like I needed to challenge him a little bit and try and at least break that up, and I kind of felt forced in that position a little bit, and then um, of course the other pack caught up to us, and we had a big dog fight there before pit stops. Um, but ultimately, it came down to pit stops, and for myself, had a really good one. Just came in really nicely and no problems on my pit stop, and was able to get out with that pack that was able to ultimately break away and battle for the win. Gotta say, I really feel bad for Chris. Chris really drove a good race and was doing everything he had to do to try and win it. And then unfortunately, looks like an iRacing glitch got him on his pit stop. So it's really disappointing. Kind of felt like he should have been up there in the mix at the end and would have been even more exciting. But all in all, man, can't complain. Win the championship. This is a track I was a little worried about it because really unpredictable, but third place I'll definitely take.
It definitely looked like quite the intense race overall, especially when that second pack caught the first pack in the first run. What was that like for you? Because I noticed very early in the combining of the two packs, you dropped all the way down to 11th.
Yeah, I mean, uh, you didn't want anybody to get to your right rear was a big thing, and especially if you got out there, if somebody got out there and they started to slow you down, and then they started to line up on top of you, there was nothing you could do. You go to the back, and so I was trying to stay at the bottom because if there was a wreck, I wanted to have somewhere to go, but at the same time you can't go forward when you're down there. So eventually I just kind of had to get back up to the top and try and push my way forward. Um, and ultimately it did work out, but it's definitely, yeah, it's nervous. I mean, the number one thing that was going to keep me from the championship was getting crashed out, so I was trying to be cautious, but, aggressive when I needed to be.
Now let's talk about the end of the race, coming to the checkered flag. A little bit of a very intense battle between yourself and the 60 of Carl Kraus. What was that little battle like, and what was your opinion on what ultimately ended up happening there on the run to the line?
Yeah, that's just hard racing at the end of the race, I think. You know, I didn't know if John was going to be able to get up there and get around TJ. If he did, it puts a point swing. I wasn't exactly sure of the point situation. I thought it was going to be okay, but I still needed every point I could get, and so I wanted to make sure I could try and maximize that. Hopefully, get on the podium. Uh, but one thing about it is like crashing in this league, even at the very end of the race like that, does cost you, and it cost me a point. So fortunately, it didn't come down to that. But you know, that's just hard racing, and everybody wants to win and finish well.
All right, now let's look forward into the next season. We're going to be having a little bit of a fun winter series with the Legacy trucks. What's the feeling like for you heading into what should be a little bit of fun?
Well, I won't be there. This is my final race at Output for the foreseeable future, at least. Um, I had kind of a special scheme on the front of the car and stuff tonight for it, but it's been a good really run here, 92 races, um, and had a very good time here. Really, hopefully, feel like I made a lot of friends. Hopefully, they like me. But you know, it just these nights get really late and kind of need to make some adjustments for my own personal life here a little bit. So not goodbye forever, but for the time being, probably not going to be running in the next couple seasons at least.
Well, that is completely okay. 99 starts, 59 wins is your overall stats. And, very impressive. Average finish of a 2.86 in your entire career here with the Output Racing League, 52 poles as well. And, those are some very good stats. I don't think we've seen stats like that on absolutely anyone previously. I doubt that we'll ever see them on anyone ever again. So, congratulations on what has been a fantastic career for you here in the Output Racing League. And I hope at some point we do see you in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's just been really fun. Got to of course say thank you to Jaron for letting me join this league a couple of years ago now. And when I joined up, I guess I didn't really have a lot of thoughts about it. Just kind of looking for somewhere to race, but turned out to be somewhere where I really enjoyed racing and stayed for a long time. So very excited about that. And then of course all the broadcasting you've done for us over these years. I mean, it's been great, and still get to go back and see all those things. And of course, all these guys who are going to still be racing. So if you're out there watching, you still got a bunch of guys out here who are going to put on a good show every week, and definitely hoping the best for all those guys going forward too.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming out, Christian. I know you got a few people that you got to thank, so let's get your long list of thanks out of the way now.
Yeah, definitely. Like once again, Jaron, Output Racing, everybody here, wife and kids who've put up with me staying up late and making noise at night. Always appreciate them. And Smith Sim Racing gonna make another run here at the Road to Pro. So it's gonna get really going here. And yeah, of course, like I said, Aussie Sim commentator. And one day I'll get my Twitch thing going again. You can check it out. Twitch.tv/Christian Bud.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming out, Christian. Congratulations on another championship victory and a very illustrious career that I don't think will be getting equaled anytime soon. But also, thank you for opening up the way for someone else to win a fucking championship for once.
There's the one for the broadcast.
All right, well, thank you very much, Christian. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in, including all your brown nosing. And we look forward to seeing what you can do in the future, especially with your Road to Pro stuff, which I hope you actually become quite successful at.
Yeah, man, I do really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
All right, so that is the retiring Christian Bud. He kind of snuck that one up on us, but he is also your third place getter here for tonight and your championship winner for 2021 season number 3. And that is going to end off our broadcast here. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. It's been an absolutely fantastic season. And we look forward to seeing everyone, not during the Winter Series here, because I'll be running in the Winter Series. So the Aussie Sim Commentator channel will be taking a little bit of an extended break. But we look forward to seeing you all in 2022, season number 1, when we return with the Output Racing League. So until then, I've been your commentator, the Aussie Sim Commentator, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.